Live. All right. So, all right, yeah, we started like 30 seconds early, I think. So, anyway, let me go live on Instagram at the same time. So, like I said on Feast with the Beast this morning, I was going to do a live feed to show everybody how to properly use the Beast Injector. Let me make sure I'm showing this up right. The glare. There you go. You can kind of. Can you see? I don't know. Anyway, it says Beast Injector on there. Yeah, I'm all live. So I got Pat in my ear. He's going to help me field questions. If you can let me know you're on and that you can hear me, that'd be awesome. If you can share the feed, that would be awesome. Like the feed, share it in other groups. Greg Tolver, how you doing, buddy? Look, there's this new thing that I just heard about on Facebook. When you go to share the feed, it gives you the option. Now, I haven't looked at it myself, but it gives you the option to do a watch party. So if everybody can do a watch party, that'd be cool. And I truly appreciate it. How you doing, Lucas? Bayou Rick, Eddie Hoare, Brian Bailey. Thanks a lot, everybody, for joining. Like I said, we're going to go over the Beast Injector. It's stainless steel. It holds 2 ounces of marinade. It comes with 3 needles, right? So right now I'm only using a perforated needle. It's got 12 holes on it. See, if you look at it, it's got 12 holes all the way around it. 4 sets of 4, or 4 sets of 3, I'm sorry. The needle is stainless steel. The barrel is stainless steel. Everything that touches food is stainless steel, okay? And like I said, this holds 2 ounces of liquid. That part is stainless steel. The rod is stainless steel. The only thing that is not stainless steel are these rings right here in the lid, okay? So, but everything that touches food is stainless steel. One of the things you want to do is every time you wash it, you want to lubricate the O-ring because you got rubber sliding against steel. You need lubrication. All right, so then you screw your top on tight, okay? You see you got O-rings. Oh, you got an O-ring in here. The injector comes with an extra set of O-rings, but if anybody has ever needed another set, they just give us a call. We send them another set out for free. You just screw that on nice and tight, just finger tight. You don't need to get a wrench or pair of pliers, nothing like that. Just finger tight, and then you're ready to go, right? You just make sure this slides nice and easy. So what we have, like when you get the ebook and stuff, it gives you, like this is my basic brine injection for pork. That's just the way I do mine. You can do yours any old way you want. You can add seasonings to it. You can spice up the inside, whatever. I just like to enhance the flavor of my meat. I don't like to change the flavor, right? So you just mix all that up. Looks like that. And then you're ready to go. I'm not putting this pork in until tomorrow. But I'm getting it ready today. I'm going to inject it. I'm going to rub it down. I'm going to wrap it in foil, and I'm going to throw it in the refrigerator overnight. And I'm going to throw it on the barrel house tomorrow. The rub, so this rub came from somebody in our group. Her name is Jennifer Bates, right? And I think Jennifer Bates probably on here right now. I don't see her right there, but she's probably on here. She's usually on. Anyway. This has a whole bunch of different stuff in it. I got a list. I have the list of stuff that's in it in the post. So let me read some of that off to you. First, the stuff that's in the marinade. It's 2 cups of chicken stock, 2 tablespoons of salt, 2 tablespoons of sugar, a tablespoon of Worcestershire, and 2 tablespoons of rice vinegar. In the rub, now I don't have the measurements, but I do have the base of what's in it. It's got cumin, allspice, granulated garlic, ancho, however you want to say it, chili powder, salt, pepper, brown sugar, and I'm adding chipotle and cayenne pepper to it. All right, to give that bark a little bit of spice. All right, so you got that. We have almost 9-pound pork butt. I'm not going to trim any fat off of it. I mean, this thing just looks pretty all the way around. See, and it's got a little bit of a fat cap on the bottom. And I do fat cap down, people, not up. It's just the way I roll. I'm sure we can get an argument about that another day. So, but for all intents and purposes, I'm putting this butt the way you want it done. All right, so anyway, I'm going to open this bad boy up. Oh, yeah. I got my Beast Nitro. They are the best nitro gloves on the market. I'm telling you what, they're becoming one of our best sellers. No bull. These things fly out the door. We're almost out of stock, actually. I think I only have one more case of extra large and maybe 1 or 2 more cases of mediums and maybe 7 or 8 cases of large. So anyway, we're just going to open this bad boy up. All right, here we go. All right. Now, like I said, I already have my marinade done. I mean, my injection done. Now, the biggest, I'm gonna say here. Let me change this glove up. The biggest obstacle I see two things. So people usually make these mistakes. Sometimes people take this cap off and they dump the injection in and they try to inject it in their meat. It doesn't work that way. Because if you do that, it just runs out the bottom. Okay? You need to create an airlock. And to create an airlock, you have to draw the liquid up through the needle. And then the other issue that some people have is because this has many holes, people have a problem with, especially like the first time you draw some in, you know, it's covering all the holes, so there's no air leak problem. But once you get down where the liquid is below that top hole, people have a hard time. And all you do, you just tip this bad boy, right? Yeah. So you just tip it. You just keep it tipped to it, so it's covering all the holes. Okay. Now I know some people take the needle off, draw it up through there, and then put the needle back on. I don't do all that. I ain't got time for it. So I learned how to do it this way. That way I only have to do one thing, and that's draw the liquid up in there and inject. So one advantage of having multiple holes, the perforated holes, you don't have to stab it as many times. So you just go right through the sides and you can see it puff up. I don't know if you can see it on the camera or not, but I can see it. Okay? So now like right here, I'm holding it like this. See that? See the way I'm doing my finger? Okay? Then I go on the side. You gotta watch that bone. You just, there you go. You just stab it and inject it. Now, odds are you're not going to use all this injection. Okay, this is, you can, but it's going to, you know, a lot of it leaks out, and that's okay. It's only going to hold as much moisture as it can hold. You know what I mean? So, see, you just keep pumping it full of liquid. And like I said, some's going to run out. So this is probably going to be my last injection right here. Let me see. Yeah, so I'm not reusing this injection. Like, this is getting thrown away. So if anybody's thinking I'm contaminating the injection, yeah, I am, but I don't care. Because I'm not saving it. No. So if you have a question, ask it, and then Pat can let me know what your question is. So at this point, it's got all the liquid in it that it can hold. So I take it off of this cookie sheet, and I throw it onto a dry one, and then put all this mess aside. That way I'm working with all clean stuff. And change my gloves. I probably don't really need to change my gloves, but I'm doing it anyway because I just have so many of them. No. So anyway, so now what I want to do is I'm going to rub this down and then put my rub on. So I do want to talk about mustard, right? I know I hear people talk about mustard all the time, but they talk about it as if it's a binder and that's it. Okay, if you're only using mustard for a binder, you really don't need it because the meat is wet. You can put your seasoning on there and it'll stick. It's not falling off. Okay, it'll start dissolving and breaking down and all that. But when you use mustard, mustard has vinegar in it. Okay, it starts breaking down the meat and it helps the seasoning penetrate in. Okay, so that's why you use mustard. Okay, it's not for the binder. If you're not using it to help break down your seasonings and break down your meat to get it to penetrate, then don't use the mustard. Use some oil, or don't use anything. Just dump the daggone seasoning on there, right? So Anthony says pork brine always gets an ounce of bourbon or Jack Daniels or whatever. Hey, that's not a bad idea. I wish I'd have thought of that, but I'm not going to waste my my caramel crown on it. I'm telling you that now. So, no, I don't. Pat's talking to me. No, right. That's why I said bourbon or Jack Daniels myself. Yeah. So anyway, look, again, share this feed. Unless you don't like the feed. I mean, I don't know. But share the feed in groups. Share it. And you do you can do a watch party. And then that way, that sounds like, I mean, I haven't done it yet. Somebody just told me about it, like on the last live feed. So I don't know enough about it yet to really understand how it works. But Pat just said he doesn't see that. When you hit share, it should say, there should be an option there. Maybe it's not available. Maybe it's new and it's not available to everybody yet. Mike Ogie, start with the fat cap down and turn it over after a while. So Mike does the fat cap down and then he flips it. On sealed packed butts, I inject 2 days before right through the seal. That's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea, buddy. I wish I'd have thought of that. But today, I'm doing it this way, and I'm going to rub it down and then wrap it back up. So anyway, let me get started. Let me see. All right, so let me throw some mustard on the bottom first. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do a sock. There you go. So, see? The gloves come in handy for more than just wearing them on your hands. All right? Actually, while I'm doing that, I'm going to put it on there. I'm going to put it on this one too. There. Now I can just grab stuff. Say what? I can't understand what you're saying. Yeah, so here's my thoughts on the fat cap up, fat cap down thing, right? Now, your meat is, I can't remember the exact percentage, but it's like 80% water, all right? And oil and water don't mix. So your fat, in a butt, listen, a butt has so much fat inside of it, it doesn't, the fat cap's not going to leak into the meat. It's not going to do it. You have all this fat that's already in the meat, okay, that's going to be breaking down. The fat on the outside is just going to run off. That's what I say. I mean, a lot of other people say different stuff. I mean, we've had this debate in our group many times. Fat cap up, fat cap down. And I tell you what, 5 years ago, 7 years ago, everybody did fat cap down. Now, all of a sudden, it seemed to be a good idea to do fat cap up. So now there's people on that train. I don't know. I don't care. So, anyway. So I got all this mustard on here. And I'm just probably going to use every bit of this seasoning, so I'm not worried about getting it dirty and all that kind of stuff. So I'm not going to put a whole bunch on the bottom because that's just a fat cap that's just going to break down anyway. Okay, but I will put some on there. And get it on the sides. Yep. No, I know. I've already got that in the works. It's going to be a sock. Yeah. So yeah, that's actually a product I'm working on. So anyway, well, actually, so while I'm doing this, let me go ahead and do this. You see the wind blowing. Alright, so let me get the rest of this seasoning on here. Anybody else have any questions or anything? So look, a lot of times when you're doing these butts, you can see where this fat, where the marbling is, it splits. Get your seasonings down in there too. You know what I mean? When you got these fat rolls, like you spread them and just pack that stuff with seasoning. All in here. Now the only time I ever trim up a butt is when you have like a bunch of silver skin all over it. You want to get the silver skin off because your seasoning is not going to penetrate, and your smoke's not going to penetrate through the skin. I didn't think I was going to have enough seasoning for this, but there's plenty. Yep. Right, because there's no saving it now since I got my hands all in it. I mean, I done contaminated it. Alright, let me rub this down. Oh man, look at that. This thing's gonna be good. I can tell. Alright, now I'm gonna get some that. Get some here we go. Alright, there you go. So, we are basically done with all that. I'll put this aside. I should have grabbed some paper towels. I got one out here I can use. And clean this up. I'm going to lay some saran wrap out. Or some runner wrap, whatever that's called. Hold on. So we're going to wrap this puppy up, and I don't know why I've been saying that lately. Alright, so here we go. Let me go get another set of gloves on. Now, if I can get the clear wrap out so it doesn't all stick together, we'll be doing good. So I think I'm gonna have to do this. Memphis, no, not really. I'm not big into my rubs being loaded down with sugar and sweet. I like more heat than I do sweet. Hopefully that answered the question. Yep. All right. Let me. Oh, no. Pat just asked me if I've seen the new wrap that has a slicer on it. I'm like... I'm going to do one more wrap on it and do like a catty corner because I got some meat sticking out the side there. Hey, you could do that. Yeah, you could use a trash bag, I guess. However, yeah, you could do, if you have a big enough vacuum seal bag, you could do that. I mean, that's actually a better way to do it because that's going to force the season into the meat. I know people do that with steaks and stuff like that. Bigger cuts of meat, it's harder to do it because you need to have that big vacuum sealer. Now, I don't think that I'd use a trash can because I know the trash bags, because like the trash bags I get, they have like a perfume to them, you know. Yeah, so I mean, I guess if you get the non-scented, but I mean, I don't know. So yeah, that's Pat said somebody had a question about the mat. So what was the question, Pat? Oh yeah, so this banner right here, which is like, can you see this banner here? It's like this one here. I use that at like I don't want to say shows because we don't really do shows, but you know, I really actually use them mainly around here. I've had some made for people that represent us in shows, but we do have like these banners. If you see back here, like these, that's on our website, right? And but anyway, so this is all like triple wrapped with cellophane. We're gonna let this go until tomorrow morning, and I'm gonna throw this on the smoker. And I don't know, I might do a live feed on that too. All right, and I'm gonna be throwing it. I'm planning on throwing it on the barrel house, but we'll see. Unless I change my mind. But anyway, so anyway, any more questions? See, I have not seen that site. Do you have kick-ass table mats for sale? So that's interesting because actually I just thought today I'm going to get a table mat like that made big enough for this whole table. So maybe I could make those. So yeah, but these actually, maybe I'll start selling these, having these made up for like prep mats. Like you can do your food prep on them. You know what I mean? So you can take, even if you did it in your kitchen, lay that sucker out, get all your mess, take it outside and hose it off, and you're cleaned up. You're ready to go. Watch some football or something. without it taking up all your day. So anyway, I hope that was educational to some people, and I hope we got enough people sharing. I'm telling you, if you have that feature on your when you hit share to do a watch party, do a watch party. You know. So Dana Blackshire the second asked about temp. So I'm assuming you're talking about what temp I'm going to cook it at, right? So I normally try to cook my butts and my briskets, all that stuff at 225. But the barrel, I think it burns at like 250, right about that, which is fine too. And on a barrel, it actually cooks things a little bit faster. So when you're cooking at 225, even though you always cook by temperature, you can usually figure about an hour and a half a pound. So an 8-pound butt take you about 12 hours. On the barrel, I'm thinking it's going to be 8 hours. But we'll see. I just had a debate with somebody about that. And that person says 4 hours. Crazy. No. I mean 6 hours. Still crazy. I don't know. I don't know if it can happen in 6. But we're going to find out. I'm going to probably lay down some money on it. And so anyway, that's it. I'm going to be on later on. We're going to do some something with some our crawfish boudin on the grill. A little new little thing that is very tasty. So if you get any of our crawfish boudin, you definitely want to try this. And literally, it's like boudin crack. So that's it. Talk to y'all later. Peace out. And it's over. Let me see. Excuse me.